Hello. Oh, hello. Mm-mm. All right. Some technology updates. What is happening? Oh, there we go. We made it.
Yes. Always works out. Even when it doesn't.
It's like one little button. All right. We are live here today. What day is today? Tuesday.
Tuesday, January 14th already.
Yeah, not the 15th.
Nope.
All right, so we're going live here. Let's see, a few of the channels are up right now. Cool, love that. Now we want to give just a brief minute here. Well, it's just kind of connecting in. And my other channels are meeting. All good, all good. All right, so we're live here, just having a fun chat about our upcoming event, the Tree of Life activation. So thank you, Jason, for joining today and being in this collab and allowing the magic to just unfold however it wants to unfold.
I love that too, that there's not always a plan. There's a theme and an idea, but like, I love we just show up and here we are. What comes through.
Yeah.
That's how I think the new earth is going to be, is just trusting in the moment. That we'll have a plan and we can try to follow it, but often you got to like pivot and adapt anyway. So
yeah. Yeah, it's just letting go of the control and just being in the flow as much as we can.
Yeah, totally. I used to be a part of this men's organization, and we do these weekend rite of passage adventure things and groups and stuff like that. And we'd have these elaborate plans, and it'd be very detailed. It'd be very like military like in how we'd go to carry this out. And at the end, it'd be like, okay, everyone got it? Great. Now let's go fuck it up. You know, just we know it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like we planned, but
Yeah.
it'll be divinely orchestrated.
Yeah.
And I like that with this event, and the symbolism of the tree of life is how unique each tree is, how unique each experience is, and yet there is this universal structure and theme that plays out, and yet it can manifest in all these different ways and forms based on the environment and the genetics and the energies and the weather. So
Yeah.
it's really a great representation.
Yeah, I love that. And that's such a good kind of segue into just kind of the unfolding of the vision or the energies and the feeling of what's coming through for the event, and at least for me as well, just with this this magic and frequency of connecting in to whatever wants to come through, but from right true self, from outside of expectations of what society or whatever it may be wants to come through, and just allowing ourselves to just see where is that true self, what is it, what does that even mean to. I get a lot of like this, especially the energy of kind of what's coming in now is like, what does that even mean, right? What, I don't know, where would you go with that? I have some things wanting to come through.
It's so multidimensional, it's so layered, and even like these extra dimensional beings and these cosmic beings, our star family that we connect with, are really just us, like in a sense, in the future, like our higher selves. And so that's what I like with you. Like, you're the beings you communicate with. I'd be curious if you want to speak about that at some point too, but like I
Yeah.
connect with all these different beings a lot of times, and energies and frequencies, and it all kind of feels like me, but it's not. Even
Mm-hmm.
in interacting with people in the world, it's like, wow, that person has they remind me of me, and sometimes that triggers me, and I want to get away from them as fast as possible, and other times I'm drawn to it, and that's
Yes.
what I'm feeling like energetically with a lot of this work too, and then staying grounded with it all. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, how do we maintain that structure and stability while experiencing these really like far out there experiences? And you don't even need plant medicine for it. Just in meditation and breath work and other techniques, you can have these experiences that you try to come back from into the real world or whatever that is, and just do our day-to-day living, and it doesn't really work the same. And so it's like translating it and trying to integrate it is a constant thing, especially nowadays. I think for a lot of people are getting activated, and they don't always know who to talk to or who to reach out to for context. And that's where I think events
Yeah.
like we're doing are helpful. And I love how far out you go. You can really go out to those higher dimensional realms. And then I'm here to like help you come back and everyone else be grounded. And it's like a beautiful dance of like the branches and the roots. Now you're breaking
Yeah.
up a little bit. I don't know if it's on my end or your end.
Oh, is it good? Is it better? Is it the
Now it is.
frequencies or any
Yeah.
message? Okay. Yeah.
I think it's your frequency, girl. So powerful.
It's just coming through. Yeah, I have some backup plans. I've had events where things will just shut down. But I love that you said so many different things. There's the importance of the energy and the releasing and all of that, and there's like the logic understanding, there's the energetic understanding, but there's like the integration and the application, which is just as important, because we can go from one thing to another and to another, and it's like, well, what does it all mean if I'm not actually embodying it and allowing it to come through in however that means really true to me. So that is what I love about the event, is just it's a mix of everything, and allowing a few in between to also integrate whatever is kind of coming up, because the energy will move a lot of things that maybe we haven't become aware of before. So that was at least a lot of the messages coming through for myself with this. There's the historical, or there's the side of the tree of life that I know you have a lot of knowledge on, and how it appeared to me was energetically, and the frequency of just kind of detaching from the identity that's been projected with all these things in our life. And so stepping into that understanding, now there's going to be some awareness with this, people who are coming here to be like, oh, I didn't realize I had this attachment to work, or I didn't realize I had this attachment to this, material thing, to this car, whatever it is. And so when we can strip out some of that, not attach, like, if I'm successful at work, that means I'm worthy, right? And if we allow that to come front of mind and bring that in awareness, we can identify it and really help to release it. And so the few weeks in between are kind of like allowing that to unfold, and allowing the energy to just work with and blend with who's attending, to step into that. Yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to release and allow my true self to be seen by seeing myself, essentially. So, yeah.
Yeah, totally. And a lot of times everything's reversed here on this planet. So often when we know our value and worth, when we go to work, we enjoy it, and it's more fun, and we make more money, versus trying to make more money and work harder to have more self-worth from money or whatever that is. And it's a bottomless pit. Like,
Yeah.
people that have a lot of money and they're still not happy. There's
Yeah.
people that have hardly anything and they're happy. And it's like this paradox, but you can have both, really. And then it's like working with the things that brings up. Like, if somebody was to win $1 million, there's a part of us that unconsciously would freak out and would sabotage that. spend,
Yep.
like a lot of lottery winners, like spend all their money. It's all
Yeah.
gone like quickly. They don't
Yeah.
maintain it because there's this wound sometimes that is acting out that we're not aware of. And that's why I like long-term mentoring and multiple sessions over time, because things do come up as a result of that work. And it's nice to work with the integration of it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you brought that up. That just came up recently too in my space, the the same exact thing, just having the conversation on like just yeah, if someone came into that boatload of money and but you just spend it as quickly because there's this piece or feeling within us that is like, oh wait, I maybe I'm not worthy or whatever that may be, that it just there's this externally. And so I just love that. I feel like there are so many things within this event that's going to really help identify some of those areas and help to really integrate like w- everything outside of that. So if I could do something and I would be really happy about it and excited about it, and that comes from within, what is that? And sometimes we don't even know. I I didn't know, like, when I was on this journey, I was like, I don't know what truly makes me happy. I was just unpacking all the shit of that just kind of clogged in that mind. And then I would be like, oh, okay, I'm going to give this a try. No, I don't like that. So it's just allowing that space for that to kind of fill in and to do the work to see what is it, what do we look like outside of, you know, expectations or things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's transformative when we can just be with what comes up. And that's why I work with like
Yeah.
the breath and noticing the nervous system and not making it wrong or bad, like not trying to even control it is such a shift. Like, oh, I'm going to let myself just feel
Yeah.
this thing that I think is going to overwhelm me. And um, in the past it would, because we'd get caught up in the thinking about what's happening versus just being with what's there. And that's why I like the symbolism of a
Yeah.
tree too. It's just there. It's not going anywhere. I mean, we don't know the secret life of trees and other dimensions or whatever, but it's rooted, it's grounded, but yet it's moving and swaying with everything that's happening. It's very Tai Chi, Qigong like. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Do you want to breath work? Do you want to like just talk a little bit about what you do and that just what just yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it is when we breathe more deeply, we start to notice more of what's going on physically in the body. And some emotion often comes up too, because as we breathe deeper, we're actually releasing and moving energy in areas that we've been holding it tight. And so often that'll bring up some emotion. So before I do any breath work, I'm usually doing some form of guided meditation and helping people tune in to their body, to come into the body and really notice and lovingly acknowledge it, and then guide them to the heart. Because to me, the heart is the portal that connects us to the divine. Like, we're always connected, we're always supported, and we're always manifesting. And I feel like a lot of that comes from the
Yeah.
heart. So it's bringing people into that space, bringing them into presence, and then gently stretching the body. Like, some people do breath work all the time and they can get really into it. They can just go right now, boom, let's do some deep breathing. But most of us know, like years ago when I started doing Tai Chi, and my teacher was like, okay, let's just do some belly breaths. I hurt. I couldn't do it. It wouldn't expand. It was tight. I had nice abs, but like I couldn't breathe. It was all chest breathing. And so like a lot of us, we hold all this fear and tension in the stomach, and even are wanting to try to control. So it's like that we want to,
Yeah.
again, I said everything's reversed. Like, everybody wants like six-packed abs and be nice and tight, but it doesn't, it's not conducive to like health a lot of times. So I'd like to get everyone to stretch and warm up the body.
Yeah.
And then the breath work is usually just deep breathing, and then I have other rounds, higher level of breath work that I do for people that really want to have like an altered state. I think, oh, Jenna dropped out, so I think I'm still alive. Hi, Michelle. I don't know if anybody else is still watching or if I'm just talking to myself, but Jen will be back on. But yeah, so basically, first working with coming into presence, and then working with the connection to the emotions, the heart, just noticing the mind, whatever it's doing, and not feeding those thoughts, especially if they're of judgment or separation. And then working with the breath to help activate the cells, oxygenate the blood, move the lymphatic system, massage the organs. So many benefits of breathing, that the same benefits of running, but you're not using the muscles. So it's really a fun way to shift your reality, and it doesn't really cost anything. If you do it at home, once you learn it and play with it, I spin around in circles sometimes, and like I did when I was a kid, and it's fun to then just stop and try to feel, it's not fall over, and all the things they say not to do. I do some Wim Hof breathing, do on the breath hold, I'll drop down, do push-ups, and then jump up really fast and take an inhale and try not to fall over. And I wouldn't recommend that for somebody who doesn't normally do that kind of stuff, because you can pass out and stuff. But once you get to this level, you start pushing the limits more and more, and just have fun with it and reclaiming like our childhood, because that's what I see my path is. And what I love connecting with you, Jenna, is the same, just this galactic awareness of what it means to be a human. And a lot of that goes against what we were taught and told, and what science had told us in the past, which was just limited. So it was reductionistic approach rather than expanded. But it was so valuable, and it is valuable to keep us grounded. To know what is the empirical aspect of the reality we're currently in, knowing that it could also change.
Yeah.
So that's what I like to do with the background and having a master's in psychology. I always try to balance the two worlds. Like, is this schizophrenia, or is there legitimate communication happening?
Yeah. Yeah. Which is good. It's good. A good thing to have access to. So, yeah. I love that. I love that. So I definitely want to talk about the aqualorians and have a little bit there, but I just wanted to it cut out a little bit for me. I don't know if it's just the frequency coming through. I feel they're here, and that energy is just kind of transmitting too. So if people are kind of watching this or watching on replay, I just feel that going through. So I love I'm not like an expert in breath work, but I love the presence and how you talk about the presence and the importance and the awareness to the body. And at least I know for me in my healing journey and the PTSD and then this awareness that I actually had a very dysregulated nervous system before anything happened, and that's just the way that I was living. And so when I see a lot of people in this journey, and we are just so ready to go run and jump into all these things, but we're not really feeling into the body, or even just kind of understanding what that word means. A lot of times I'll hear people, I'll say how do you feel? And it's like, I think, and so I love this getting into the body and to really get into that emotion, or whatever it is that wants to come up, that awareness there, so we're acknowledging that and changing it. We're allowing that to just flow effortlessly. So I love the integration of the breath work, the guided meditations in this, as well as the channel messages and the education. All of it's so well rounded, and I'm excited. So excited. But I wanted to chat about just the energy transmissions and that part. And so this is going to be working with the aqualorians, just to kind of touch on them a little bit. So they're a ninth dimensional, interdimensional being group, a collective group working with unity, unique consciousness. And so a lot of their role and a lot of the work that I've been doing is connected to the higher transpersonal chakras. So, if you're connected and kind of understand how energy works, or even if you don't, and you're looking at the chakras within inside the body, they're working with everything outside in the field, and even all the way up into event working with the energy bodies, these feeling my everything, everything that to hopefully you didn't lose me here.
You're still here, barely.
So,
We got most of it.
okay, it's the energy coming through because I feel my face like on fire here. So if it's gonna
I feel
talk
that too,
about
yeah.
I like there's like my whole body went like really hot right at the end. So really I guess the if we want to shorten it because they're like just get to it, is there's we're really going to be releasing on all these levels, and that is also why it is like there was this vision of a couple weeks in between, is to allow things to come out from all the stuff that maybe we have felt stuck with, and allow that to we allow us to connect into our soul, or our soul allow that to be merged and allow us to see our soul within, and allow for that quick understanding of like, oh, I have this thing that I've been looping back in, this pattern that I've been in, and this is this self-realization, this aha moment. A lot of times how I've seen it and have experienced it myself is you'll kind of be in like a state of even falling asleep, or just I have no idea what is happening and what is being released, and it doesn't even really matter because on an energetic level it's doing its thing. So that's a little bit of fun coming through, as well as some light language that I feel coming through as well, which I do feel those kind of coming through right now, which is just essentially really just another source of energy transmission. Not to get into all fancy kind of words, but that for me will train even my hands as well, which is why I'm moving them around a lot right now. So there'll be a lot of energetic movement and releasing and allowing us to just really just settle into our truth and unpack that more. So hopefully that
Yeah,
all made sense.
yeah, I followed you. And like a lot of it's subconscious and even unconscious that we hear it at a deep level, and that
Yeah.
transformation can happen. And then as things come up, as those are the opportunities. And right now it feels very aligned with what's been shedding from last year, and then the shifts and transformations happening now, and the opportunity to do things different. Like the patterns are being revealed in people's lives. Like, oh, this is very similar to the last thing I experienced.
Yep.
And not really getting tricked by it anymore. Like, oh, wait a minute, this feels so much like that other thing, and I know where this could potentially lead, and I want to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that, it feels like maybe we missed out on an opportunity, or we're going to miss the boat or miss out the FOMO thing or whatever. But like it usually is like a menu. The way it's been described to me is like a menu on when you go to a restaurant. If nothing's on the menu, you don't have to eat at that restaurant. You don't have to go back to the kitchen and be like, hey, I need you to like make this meal for me. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. It's like, no, you just go next door, or you wait. You wait for the next opportunity or things to come. But yeah, that's what it
Good
feels like
analogy.
a lot. Yeah. So, and a lot of that's, it brings up the feels. And I love the work you do because you're just feeling and you're sensing what's coming through. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, that reminds me of in this culture, they talk about this, or I've heard this from another person. And so it's really great when you get that confirmation, when you have no clue what something is and it comes to you in a vision or in a download, and then you see all this information for it afterwards. Because in truth, you knew it the whole time anyway.
Yep.
But it's not coming from your intellect. It's coming from beyond, from a higher source, which actually goes right into the subconscious and comes out into the conscious mind. So that's our connection. The higher self, the subconscious, and then the conscious mind is usually the last one to know. That thinks it's in control a lot of time.
Yeah. I love that. I had something coming through here too. I have just a lot of that energy that is settling in now. So, but Yeah, I love it. I'm so excited. I think was coming through was like you had made a comment on there are a lot of people stepping into this like, oh, like I see the pattern now. I see it as a pattern. I'm not just kind of in the dark with like over and over again without some awareness. Now I'm gaining some awareness to it. I had a message coming through too as well as if you're someone that's like I don't know how to get out of that loop, right? Or like I see the pattern or like I'm not really sure if I always see it right in the present moment or I notice it kind of a little bit later. But that's what I also feel is really connected to this the energy and the frequencies coming through for the event as well is like allow yourself to surrender to whatever it is that you're looking to get out of it and knowing that for your highest good, even if you're like I don't see the patterns, I don't know what it is, I don't know what I'm attached to, like how do I know am I really attached to my job, am I really attached to this thing? Just feel into the like the frequencies of the resonance of what's coming through and just allow that to resonate within the heart and see if that's something that calls within, right? That's how I always kind of tell people is like, see if that, even if you're like, I don't really know everything of all of this, but just allow it to resonate within that heart so you can see, okay, I maybe I do have some more awareness and opportunities to grow from and this feels like a good space to start with people that are supportive as well as I love like a group event because the mirrors are so real. They're just very big and wide, and it's an opportunity when I don't have awareness to something, but someone is sharing or experiencing something, say one thing that activates that within us. So the group, I just love it. I'm in favor of it. Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's like whenever one or more gather, it's more powerful, and there's these beautiful mirrors and the opportunity to normalize maybe those of us that have felt kind of isolated or different from what society dictates we should be or how we should be, and we're really looking to embrace more of who we are and step into that fearlessly and do it with support from others that are actively seeking the same thing and ushering in a new earth, a new reality, a new paradigm that's really already here. And
Yeah.
now so many of us are presented with that, like, oh yeah, you mean I can do this now? And
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of people, and you don't even have to be spiritual or into any of this. Like, I've watched people's dreams start to manifest. It's like happening.
Mhm.
It's like there's more coming to everyone. Like there's more availability of this energy, and it's just letting go of the old patterns. Like you said, these attachments, which the
Mhm.
Buddhists always talk about, is the attachment to things, and that's what keeps us from seeing something new, seeing a new reality, is when we're attached to thinking we know what something is.
Mhm.
And so a lot of the masters have said that is to be curious rather
Mhm.
than thinking we know what it is, and then
Yeah.
we can change.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even sometimes we think we know what it is, and it's like it's putting it in this box. It's like this box of limitation. And so you open Pandora's box, and it's like you said, the curiosity. It's like, oh, I was actually looking at it from this narrow lens, the filters that I've experienced in life, and I was looking at it through that way, and that's not actually reality. So, and that's when the so
In that box,
yeah,
you open it in a container, in a circle, in a safe space, then it can be processed and held,
yeah,
and find the gems in it, find the magic in it, versus sometimes when we try to do that alone, it can feel confusing or disorientating. So that's really one of my favorite things about groups, and I've done so many, and it was one of the few places I felt safe to express myself and really be heard, because there is a
mhm,
holding of space for each person to speak. And sometimes we got to like cut it short, but generally, there's this opportunity to really be seen and acknowledged, and some people uh, don't like that, and others are really hungry for it. But it's all transformative either way. Because a lot of us want to be seen, but we don't. We want to be heard, but we don't. And so like playing with that in
Yeah.
containers is really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Man, I'm excited. So, what else did we I got a lot. What anything else you want to share?
I guess we should share when it starts and where to get tickets or to secure your spot.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So the dates are, you
Yeah.
posted it? Cool.
Oh, yeah, you go. You got it.
There it is. I can see it on my end. I can't see a whole lot on my end, but I see that in a couple of comments
Okay.
from Michelle.
All
So yeah,
right. Oh, did you want to?
yeah. So we start January 23rd. We're gonna meet every Thursday. So it'll be the 23rd, 30th, and then February 6th. And each time we meet, it's gonna be slightly different, and it's really gonna be a journey too. It's gonna be transformative and enlightening and just yeah, I'm excited about it. I can feel the energy already, and
Mm,
just yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. Really, we already have the format lined up, and what we intend to do.
yeah.
And if you go to the Eventbrite page where you can buy tickets, you can see what each day is going to look like, and with the breath work, the guided meditation, the channeling, and also the opportunity to process what comes up, to do a bit of a sharing circle and connect in that way as well.
Yeah. I love that. And so we do as like you can scan the QR code, and then I was actually gonna post up here. You have it on your website too, right?
Yeah, under my events page, jasondonaldsonhealer.com, you can go to events and you'll find it there.
And then so I have your web posted, so hopefully that shows up good. So you guys check that out, as well as I have my website coming up here, myawakeningwithin.com. Definitely check out our sites, guys. If you're new, subscribe to the newsletters, get in touch with us. There's a lot of different things that we do. This is just kind of a really nice, fun event to play with the energies a bit, allow ourselves to meet new people, allow this collaboration to just kind of like unfold with however it's gonna unfold. So I'm so excited, and yeah. I know. I put this up. It's such a delay on my side, but it's all good. I posted up here again. Anything else? Anything else?
I was just vibing like just the balance of the masculine and the feminine. You're in the desert, I'm in Hawaii. So the fire and the water, and
Oh yeah.
you go to these really high realms, and I go to high, but not as far as you go. But I'm like good at like the grounding, and like I got all this earth in my astrological chart. So it's a great alignment, because I felt that since we started connecting and working towards creating this event, is just like, oh, there's all these synchronicities and things lining up. This feels like, yeah, this is something that needs to happen, kind of thing, or that will happen. And then some of the other stuff I got going on, it's kind of like, oh, I'm not 100% on it yet, but this one was always like, yeah, let's do this. So I'm
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
for it to see what
I love that.
manifests. And then everybody brings their unique energy too, and really makes it an even more powerful experience. So
Oh
that's the
yeah.
power of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good call out too with all the elements, because now I'm thinking too, I have a lot of air in my chart. I mean, I'm pretty well rounded. I do have a lot of some good earth in there, but also some of my some of the signs I got a lot of, and then I do float quite a bit. I will say I like to float in the events or things that I'm doing, but it's always good to know that I'm here. I have my physical body, or there's the way that kind of the event's broken out too is kind of just knowing the days that are going to be more energetically, or some of the places that will kind of be going, that it's just a good balance of the flow. So it just kind of was orchestrated, or just orchestrated for us in a way that allows whatever people need to do, or however that works. And it is a good balance, just um that masculine, that feminine, that flow. And yeah, it's such a good space to be in. So I'm excited as people are kind of we had some people pop in at the end. Just check out the QR code there, Tree of Life Activation, or it's on either one of our websites, and you can find that in the notes as well, on the video. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, great. Hope to see you all there. Yeah, it's great connecting with you, Jenna, and having this opportunity to share more. And yeah, it feels really good to be, putting this out into the world, and
Yeah.
really acknowledging what has been a reality for every culture throughout history, is the subtle energy that surrounds us, and the messages from our ancestors and from our star family. And more in the future, that will be the way things are. It'll just be a normal understanding like it was long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got this like thing on, like, that just came in through on oneness, and this opportunity to really, for us to just connect with each other in this group space, and really yeah, really just allow ourselves to unfold and surrender to whatever wants to come through, to connect into that oneness and all that is, even more so, and allow ourselves to even dismantle what even we even thought about that too. It's like maybe we think of it as one way, and just allow ourselves to surrender in the moment, for just that moment, and then to learn from that and integrate it. So I'm very excited, and thank you for the comments in there, Michelle. Hope to see you there. As always, so good seeing you. Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you, Jason, so much. This is awesome. Good to
Yeah,
connect.
thank you, everyone that's watching later, and thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Aloha.